Okay, today we're going to look at a very nice word. It's another adjective, fundamental. Now, fundamental is an adjective, so that means we use it in two ways, as always with adjectives. Before a noun, adjective before noun, or after the verb to be. So we'll use it in both ways. But for this one, there are two that I want you to remember specifically, two collocations. And they are a fundamental role. And then if you're going to use role, then you must also use the collocation of play. We play a role. So something plays or play a fundamental role. And then we're also going to look at a fundamental right. So these are the two collocations that I want you to remember with fundamental, role and right. You could even put human. You could even put human in there as well if you want a fundamental human right. So, a fundamental role and a fundamental right. So, let's look at a couple of examples. Many traditional customs are becoming less popular in the past. Do you agree or disagree? Parents and teachers. So, I just want to say something about parents and teachers and the role that they play. I want to say that they play a fundamental role. It won't be really one of my ideas. It will be kind of a support sentence. Parents and teachers play a fundamental role in a child's development. So then I can go on to say, if they teach the children about these traditional customs when they are young, then the children will remember it for the rest of their lives. All right? Play a fundamental role. Great stuff. And there's lots of things you can put in. It doesn't have to be parents and teachers. You could say the agricultural sector plays a fundamental role in the economy, for example. Right, and then a fundamental right. There's two that I've seen come up recently. One is for this question about whether women should join the army and police forces. And central to this question is the fundamental right of gender equality. So you could say gender equality is a fundamental right. A person should not be, then you can just go on to explain what you mean by that. A person should not be discriminated against based on whether they are male or female. So, a fundamental right. Another, you could do a bit of hedging here if you're not so sure about that. You can say, in many countries. So that just gives you a little bit of hedging. Remember the hedging. Another fundamental right comes from this question. The media has the right to publish information about the personal lives of celebrities. So this is about the right to privacy. The right to privacy is a fundamental right. And then you can go on there and make a sentence to explain what you mean, as I did in the previous example. So we've done a fundamental role and a fundamental right. But remember, play a fundamental role and is a fundamental right. Then, is fundamental to. I've just given some examples here because you can really use it in so many instances. You can put it in any topic. A strong education system is fundamental to a successful society. A well-developed infrastructure is fundamental to a functioning city. Let's even go more specific and say a well-developed transport infrastructure is fundamental to a functioning city. The agricultural sector is fundamental to the economy. So you're basically just doing noun phrase over there and noun phrase over there. Exactly the same pattern. And you can put in some nice big noun phrases on either side of this is fundamental to. So don't get confused with the to. We only use it with this fundamental after the adjective. But when we use it before a noun, we don't use to. Great. Some very useful language. Give it some practice of your own. Very useful. I'll see you tomorrow.